So it is the season for giving and receiving. And again, a lot of us have shadow stories with receiving, right? Somebody says, I love you. You're amazing. Yes, thank you. Oh, shucks. Ah. Or like even if somebody like compliments your shirt, right? Like, oh, I love your shirt. Oh, this. Oh my God, I got it at Marshall's. It was like $1. Like that's I say that stuff all the time. Like I always have to tell people that I got it at Marshall's. Um, but yeah, I love this little girl. She just like can't even handle being a human, and I can't either. So, but then I've also seen this other meme. See, just lectures through memes. It's my new jam. They took the same image but changed up the text, which I adore, because our relationship to receiving is in direct correlation to our relationship to giving, right? And the energy of giving. So a lot of us also not only have struggles with receiving and accepting, like accepting compliments, but also showing up and sharing of ourselves, as some of you have expressed, right? Me coming to terms with knowing it's time to start sharing my talents and gifts with the world. And that can show up in so many ways. It doesn't mean you have to like suddenly, whatever, become like an online YouTube person or anything like that. But maybe it just means showing up in your own life, in your own relationships, and in with your family, in a different way, with more forthrightness or more wholeheartedness, perhaps. So I really love that little yin yang of those memes there of giving and receiving. And that's the other part of the shadow work journey, is recognizing the gifts that even our so-called problems are giving us, recognizing the hidden treasures in our struggles. Uh, and so if you are awkward when receiving compliments, like, well, I've been working on it though. I'm getting a lot better at it. I'm learning to just say, thank you. Like, what a novel thing. Just tell somebody thank you, right? It's a practice. And it may be more natural for you to feel like a giver. That is not uncommon. But one of the reasons why I believe many of us are so bad at like receiving compliments, and we get like awkward and kind of flustered when somebody wants to give us kindness, they want to give us kind words, it's a gift. It's because we're just bad at receiving in general. And so if you find that receiving kind words is a bit awkward, it's likely that you consciously enjoy receiving compliments. Like, come on, we all kind of consciously want praise. We want people to be nice to us. We want them to say nice things to us. But a deeper unconscious part of you believes that you really don't deserve them, right? Part of this unworthiness story. I'm not good enough. That's the underground message baked into the unconscious that's causing us to feel weird in a minor social situation. And that hurts. There's no reason for us to be locked in this kind of inner warfare. This type of inner conflict reveals the disconnect between your conscious mind and your unconscious mind. And oftentimes our internalized shame is exacerbated by the messaging we've received growing up, right? All the advertisements that we have been bombarded with, even though consciously we may disagree with them, unconsciously we are still receiving those messages, and we have been receiving them for decades. And so, if we look at some of those deep-rooted stories and your shoulds and your shouldn'ts that we've been exploring in the previous sessions, this can shed light on what we may also have trouble with accepting in our lives. What do you have trouble drawing in and embracing? And therefore, what maybe energetically are you shunning and shutting away? And so often our desire to move forward in life or feel deeply at peace with ourselves is being sabotaged by these unconscious programs. If you have a shadow story, which many of us do, of I'm not good enough, I'm inherently not good enough, I have to prove myself. I have to prove myself through my accomplishments, through my productivity, through my work, through how many followers I have on Instagram, whatever it might be, in all these weird, small and large ways. That shadow story is going to not believe people. And in our next session, we'll talk about that a little bit more. In psychology, there's a negativity bias. And some of us, myself included, are predisposed to focus on the negative. In fact, many of us, research has shown that there are stronger neural pathways in our brains toward negativity than positivity. It's like, it's why 10 people could compliment you. One person gives you a little spicy comment. What are you going to think about? The 10 wonderful, lovely, kind-hearted things people shared, or that one damn spicy comment that, like, you know what I was thinking, that, like, ooh. That's what we think about. If you also possess a negativity bias, which again, many of us do, it's not your fault. It doesn't mean you're bad or flawed or broken. It's incredibly common, and it's actually the way our brains are operating. Luckily, synapses can be rewired. We can shift the brain. This is incredibly good news. And part of that too is what I was talking about at the beginning of our session, strengthening your nervous system to hold the thrill of receiving, to hold the sensation of receiving in your body, in your breath, in your central nervous system. So if you find yourself getting stuck in your inability to accept a compliment or fully believe someone when they say they love you, or maybe receive praise at work, or even receive a promotion at work and not feel like you truly deserve it, even though you consciously desire it, then we can begin to rewire this pattern, not only mentally, but truly energetically. So part of mindfulness training, of course, is to tune into the physical sensations as they arise and extract them from the narrative that our mind is conjuring up in the moment, right? Like, can you extrapolate the sensation of anxiety from the story anxiety is creating for you in the moment? Can you extrapolate the sensation grief is conjuring up in your body from the mental story or imagery that grief is simultaneously bringing up? This spaciousness is the doorway for mindfulness, of course. And this is what we say when we're like holding space for ourselves and allowing ourselves to feel a lot of this. And so part of this practice comes from the yogic tradition, and mudra work is incredibly powerful. Mudras are not just simple hand gestures. They are a science in and of themselves, and they are a method of rewiring our life force energy. So it's not just like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this thing with my hands and it's going to be decorative. No, they're not decorative at all. They are designed to reprogram and rewire, much in the same way that emotional freedom technique and the tapping, much like pranayama techniques and meditation techniques in yoga, also help to shift us on profound energetic levels. So we can come at this transformation through the multidimensional nature of who you are, not just your mind, but also your energy. In fact, I have found that changing your energy is a much faster, more effective way of creating transformation than just trying to like think yourself out of it, right? Like, oh, I don't want this thought. This is a naughty thought. This is a bad thought. Bad thought. Like, that doesn't really work. But we start changing our energy field, our thoughts will follow. In the yoga classics, it says chitta follows prana. Your consciousness follows your life force energy, and vice versa. Prana will also follow your mind. Prana will also follow chitta. So that's why if you're having stressful thoughts, your life force energy is going to get tangled up in a stressful state. If you have peaceful thoughts, your life force energy will follow. But the reverse is, we can reverse engineer that. So let's practice this mudra. It's known as the Cupful of Blessings mudra. So in this season of giving, we'll spend the last couple of moments giving to yourself. A very simple gesture using the hands. Our hands are antenna. They're ways of really communicating, especially if you're Italian. you use your hands to communicate, right? But this is an inner communication. A mudra is an inner communication. So you flip your palms up and you just bring the edges of your palms together and you hold them right about in front of your solar plexus or just like lower heart center, if that feels comfortable. And the hands are slightly cupped. Your fingers aren't like straight out really strong, just a nice relaxed cupped. That's it, very simple. Shoulders relaxed, elbows relaxed down by your sides, sitting up nice and tall, heart lifted. And so your hands are essentially making a cup, right, for blessings to drop into. The Sanskrit term for this mudra is Guru Prasad, the Guru Prasad mudra. We'll just start to breathe nice and slow. Prasad in the Indian culture, in the yogic culture, prasad is sacred food. Usually after a satsang, a gathering of people to come together in a spiritual community in India or in yogic communities, they have prasad at the end. It's like a little sweet treat, usually, that people will make for the whole community. And it's lovely. After you get together and a guru, a teacher gives a lecture or something like that, or you meditate together, at the end, everybody holds out their hands just as you're doing. And the community members drop a little sweet treat, prasad. It's blessed food. And so let's begin by relaxing into the moment, relaxing deeper into your breath, and allowing all of the blessings you already possess to drop into your palms. Perhaps the fact that you woke up in a bed this morning, that you live in a home, a safe home, a lovely home. The blessing of any relationships, any loved ones, any beings in your life that you cherish, that bring you joy. Let all of those blessings you already have drop into your open palms. Let any other blessings drop into your palms. Maybe the beauty of nature, maybe meaningful work that you enjoy, maybe a book you love, a piece of art you love, a piece of music that lifts you up. Maybe this breath, this body, this journey that you're on. And perhaps amidst all of those blessings, you can embrace in the open cups of your hands an obstacle that you have overcome that has made you stronger. Can you see it as a blessing? Can you hold it as a blessing? Breathing into your heart, shoulders relaxed, hips and legs nice and grounded. And traditionally, it is said to hold these mudras for a few minutes. But if you are experiencing any physical discomfort and need to adjust, please do. A little discomfort is totally normal. rewiring some of those energetic pathways, the nadis that carry life force energy with this gesture, opening up to the capacity to receive even more. Imagine all the future blessings that are coming your way, dropping into your palms now. All the future laughter, the smiles, the love that you're going to experience, the connection that you're going to experience, the satisfaction, the fulfillment. And if other energies are arising, if self doubt is arising, could you even see that as a blessing? As a little teacher, it's a funny teacher, self doubt. It's a weird friend, but sometimes some of our friends are weird. Can you be grateful for this moment? Can you be grateful for all of the conditions in your life that have led you up to this point? Can you let yourself receive all of the love that others have poured toward you? Can you receive all of their gratitude? How grateful they are that you exist in this world. How happy they are that you exist in this world. Let's take one more deep breath. Breathe into the energy current of receiving. And then you can bring your palms together at your heart center. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale with a big sigh. Thank you all so much for being here. I am so grateful to each and every one of you. I bow to you. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this work and for showing up. It's not easy. It's not easy at all.